Good evening, folks. Good evening. Hope y'all doing well. Doing great. Out in nature as usual, grounding myself. So, guys, I want to take a moment to talk about mirroring or modeling as it relates to narcissism. Okay? This is something that's not talked about a lot. And the title of the video is Mirroring or Modeling How Some Folks Become Narcissists. Okay? Again, mirroring or modeling how some folks become narcissists. All right. So now, when the child, guys, when the child grows up around dysfunction, all right, let's go on and dissect this whole narcissism thing. Okay? Guys, mirroring or modeling as it relates to narcissism, is simply, when the child begins to mirror, okay, or model their behavior or their life after what they saw growing up, or after what they see their parents do, or what they see in their environment. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Mirroring or modeling, guys, as it relates to narcissism, is simply when the child begins to mirror their life or model their life or behavior after what they saw in the home, or what they saw from their parents, or what they saw from their siblings growing up. Okay? A lot of families are dysfunctional, and it didn't just start. Okay? That pattern did not just start. Probably started way back when with a grandparent or a great grandparent, but has yet to be broken. Okay? Again, it's a cycle that started with a grandparent or a great grandparent, but have yet to be broken. So I say that to say this. Usually in these dysfunctional families, guys, there's a lot of narcissism going on. Okay? Again, usually in these dysfunctional families, guys, or dysfunctional environments, there's a lot of narcissism taking place within the home. Right? So as the child begins to grow up now we know children, children, they usually mimic what they see, right? So children, like I was saying, have the tendency of mimicking or copying what they see in the environment, right? That's why some people say I'm a product of my environment. But when it comes to mirroring, guys, the child that's growing up in a dysfunctional family, okay? The child that's growing up in a dysfunctional family is probably being exposed to narcissism in the home. Okay? I'll say that again. A child that's growing up in a dysfunctional family, guys, is usually exposed to a lot of narcissism in the home. Okay? So what ends up happening is the child will begin to mimic, or mirror or model their behavior, okay, or their behavior patterns right after that of their siblings. Or if there are no siblings present, they will model their behavior patterns after the parents, okay? So let's understand that, guys, okay? Let's understand that. A child will mirror or model the behaviors of those they're around, okay? So could have been their parents, could have been your siblings, okay? And they will begin to mirror or model their behaviors, their own behaviors after that of these folks, okay? And what ends up happening is, guys, as the child grows up, as the child grows up, these things, these behavior patterns that they picked up, they might have picked them up at a much younger age, or whatever the case, but as they grow up, guys, these things will carry out with them into their adult years, all right? And like I said earlier, guys, usually in dysfunctional families, there's usually a lot of narcissism taking place, okay? I'll say that again. In dysfunctional families, guys, there's usually a lot of narcissism and toxic behaviors taking place, because this is how the child is exposed to all of these things. So they grow up, thinking that's the right thing, all right? Because this is all they've been exposed to during their childhood, okay? And if you know, like I know, guys, your childhood experiences has a big influence on your adulthood, guys, okay? Your childhood experiences usually have a big influence on your adulthood. So, the child will grow up. As the child begins to grow up, they'll begin to model themselves, their behaviors and their behavior patterns right after what they saw growing up, okay? Again, they'll begin to mimic the behavior patterns of their siblings. And if there are no siblings in the home, they'll begin to mimic the behavior patterns of their parents, okay? And this, guys, is exactly how some children turn out to be narcissists, and some folks turn out to be narcissists, guys, okay? Because they have mirrored or modeled their life, and their behaviors after what they saw in the home, okay? Or what they saw in their immediate environment, okay, guys? So that's mirroring or modeling as it relates to narcissism, okay? Now, usually there's a big division in the home within the family, okay? And the narcissistic parent, in an attempt to distract the child from seeing their insecurities or their vulnerabilities, will attempt to shower the child with material possessions, guys. Okay? They will attempt to distract the child, so to speak, with material possessions, so the child is not able to see the vulnerabilities and the insecurities. All right? So the child will grow up becoming what? Material focused. All right? They'll grow up becoming material focused. All right? And won't understand what real love or real compassion or empathy or any of that really mean. All right? Because their emotional needs, their emotional needs has been substituted with material possessions. All right? Again, the child's emotional needs has been substituted with material possessions. All right? And this is when a dysfunctional parent or a narcissistic parent attempting to cover up their insecurities, and their vulnerabilities, instead of addressing the child's emotions, and validating the child's emotions, they will rather spoil them with material possessions. So the child, in essence, grow up not learning how to process their emotions in a healthy way, and how to be empathic, and be compassionate, right? Because they associate love with material possessions, okay? Again, they associate love and compassion and empathy and all these positive emotions with material possessions, all right? So they end up becoming material focused, they become superficial, all right? And they also become entitled, all right? And these are all traits that are commonly found in narcissists, all right? So mirroring or modeling, guys, that's what will happen, all right? That's what will happen when the child, mirrors what they saw in the home, all right? Or mirrors what they see in the immediate environment, all right? They mirror or model their behavior patterns after these things and not learn the proper way of being. Okay, so when this child grows up now, they carry these things with them into their adult life, all right? And if they're not lucky enough to realize the mistake and begin to correct them, they will eventually turn full-blown narcissists, and then what? Will end up being a narcissist their entire life. Okay? So let me leave this here, guys. It's getting quite dark. Until the next one, peace, love, and more life.